Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of What Should I Draw? And today we're going to be doing Skeletor from Masters of the Universe. So this week I want to thank Sador Cisneros for asking me to draw Skeletor. And yes, we can draw Skeletor, so let's do that. Okay, so the first thing that I always do before starting my drawings is doing some research, right? And I found some of the first episodes, and there was actually one video that was really cool that had like all the Skeletor powers or something like that. And so I found this one, which is kind of like he's holding some kind of a stick, and he's doing this thing on the air. You really don't know what it is actually, but it looks really cool, so I picked that one. This one was kind of funny because of the pose the original one has, but I tried to make it more serious, and I think it is going to this is the one I like the most. Doesn't mean that it's the one that you guys have to like the most, but that's the one I like. And basically this one, because I have so much time without drawing men, all these last videos have been about drawing girls. It was a bit of a struggle in terms of the muscles and things like that, but I think it came out really nice. I really like the result. So after doing the sketches, which as you can see are like no detail at all, like really sketchy, I concentrate on doing the proportions well, and how are the bones going to be connected, kind of like how the muscles are working in there, and cleaning up the pose a little. Also to make sense, right? Because one thing that happens is when I'm cleaning the drawings, sometimes I do some proportions that don't make sense at all, and I have to be always constantly cleaning that. So this one was easy in terms of the shape of the head, because I already draw a skull before doing heads, right? Doing faces. But this one, the thing with this one is that it's not a normal skull. This skull has expressions, and it has to look evil. It has to look like really, this is a bad guy, right? So it has to look really bad. So it was weird to put the kind of like the skull looking like he's giving a bad look or something. Other thing is I wanted to do him like big, like have a big body shape, because the first thought that came to my mind was, well, it's a skeleton, it's supposed to be kind of like a skeleton. That could be one way to draw it, like to be different, to do something like with a skeleton or something like that. But then I thought, well, it's not actually like that. It looks like mostly like if he has this kind of the upper part of his chest or his suit or whatever you want to call it. It covers the transition between his body to the face, because the face is a skeleton, but the body is normal flesh, so it's weird. So there's something happening under that suit that is the difference between the head and the body that we don't know what it is. But okay, and well, this one actually came out looking really much like the villain from Thundercats, which I was having a bit of an issue with that, because it looks like that and it doesn't look too much like Skeletor. Then drawing it more and more, it looked more like it, so I liked it more. And now we're going to be doing the detail part, and it's really mostly like just cleaning things up. The one thing that happens to me a lot when I'm doing this, when I'm cleaning, is that it loses the impact of the drawing. So I'm constantly like tuning it on and off to see that I'm keeping the original feeling of it, like kind of, and trying to look for those lines that are the ones that really express what I'm trying to do with the shapes. Also, the hands are kind of like a little trouble for me. So in this case, because he's kind of like a really bad guy, you know, like I could say maybe he's kind of dead or something like that. So I didn't mind too much of doing weird hands, because I know it's implied that he's supposed to have weird shapes. So it kind of like was really my brain was rested in that part, because I was like, I have no trouble in doing weird hands here. Now when I got to this part, which is kind of like the details on the chest and these things, I thought, okay, I have to add something, because the thing is the cartoony version is like that because they had to do it simplified, so they could draw a lot. Is an animation. In animation, you want to keep details as minimum as possible, so you don't have to like do these complex drawings that you can animate faster, right? So I was trying to make something that makes sense for this drawing, like do something more detailed that doesn't look too much different, but at least looks cool. So in this one, I was really impressed with how it turned out. I mean, in terms of the proportions and meaning about the pose. For me, it looked really menacing. I have had lots of time without doing something like this. Like the last time I did a drawing like this, I don't even remember when was that. So you can see I'm constantly trying to improve the drawing, so I'm changing the inclination of the head, all the stuff, like all the time, trying to make better lines in some places. Maybe you can see that I did a little bit of a darker line on the edges in some parts. Some part doesn't have it. Just the part that I think that blend too much, like you cannot notice the difference of what's what, and I have to do that. And here I'm just adding detail because I felt like it needed more detail to make sense. The original version is so cartoony that for me it doesn't make sense that a creature like this will exist, but the suit will be like so simple. For me it's crazy. I was looking at some real uniforms of Romans and stuff like that, and I thought it would be cool to have some elements kind of like those, and also I added a few particles, as you can see there, because I felt like it needed something. It needed something that looked like he's doing some kind of power, or and it has to be really detailed, right? The third one is my last favorite, but I think at the end it came out kind of nice, but it's still my favorite is this one in the middle, and the left one like it is like in second place for me, but I'll let you guys vote at the end. Okay, so here this is kind of like the first time I'm adding a little bit of shading, a little bit of shadows on the drawing, so I can see a little bit of that volume. So if you want to see more of this, you can watch the full version on my Gumroad page, that you can find the link at the end of the tutorial. But this is pretty much it about this week pick on the characters you guys have been suggesting. It was really interesting to do this one. I really liked it. I really did. So this is it, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. These are the 3 versions that came out at the end. What I need you now to do is to make a simple vote. You go to the comments and tell me which one you like the most, A, B or C, and tell me what should I draw next, because then I can pick and you guys can vote on my Twitter page for the next one. Okay, so in the left you can download a full process video, and in the right you can watch last week's episode. Thank you very much, and see you next time.